Pastor Mike. And many of you recognize the place where I'm at today. I'm at LeCann Family Funeral Home. What you probably won't be thinking about is that this is the last place that you will visit in your life on this earth. You'll visit lots of places, you'll travel, you'll see places in the United States, maybe you'll travel around the world. You'll make those decisions to go places and see things and visit people. But this is the last place we will all go. We all have that in common. There's an old statistic. It's an indisputable statistic that 100 out of 100 people will die. You can't get around that. That's irrefutable. You know, we're in this age of coronavirus and we're hearing lots of stats and lots of numbers about how many people have coronavirus, how many have died from it. And many of us aren't sure what to believe. Which of those numbers are true? Which of those are believable? But you can believe this. 100 out of 100 people will die. I've even done a funeral home director's funeral. So yeah, those guys die too. We all are going to die. It's something we all have in common. This is Good Friday. And on Good Friday, we remember that Jesus went to the cross. He suffered from the Roman soldiers, and then they crucified him. Jesus experienced the same things you and I experienced. He was human just like us. He came into this world just like we did, born of a woman, and Jesus left the world the same way we did. He died. Loss of his heartbeat, loss of breath, loss of his pulse, loss of his faculties. Jesus experienced death just like you and me. Jesus suffered with us. Jesus suffered like us. But what we need to remember is that Jesus also suffered for us. He died between two criminals. Let me read a verse for you from Mark's Gospel in chapter 15, where it's describing the crucifixion of Jesus. It says, "It was the third hour when they crucified him. And the inscription of the charge against him read, 'The King of the Jews.' And then in verse 27 it says this, 'And with him they crucified two robbers, one on his right hand and one on his left.'" Jesus died the same kind of death as these other two men, only they were criminals. He was not. But Jesus experienced all the things we've experienced. If you've been through pain, you can know Jesus has been through pain. If you've been abused, you can know Jesus was abused. If you've suffered from people saying things about you that aren't true, they said that about Jesus too. He experienced everything that we've experienced, including death. Jesus, as it were, made that same trip that you and I made to the funeral home at the end of his life. He died just like us. If Good Friday was the end of the story, it wouldn't be good news and it wouldn't be Good Friday. But the reality is we know there's something more coming. We have 2020 hindsight vision, and we're going to celebrate that in a couple of days here on Easter Sunday. But if we were just left here on Good Friday, it wouldn't be good. There would be no hope. And that trip you make to the funeral home at the end of your life would be a time of sorrow, not a time of joy or a time of celebration. But because of Easter Sunday, we believe something different. And that's what I want to talk to you about in a couple of days. I'll see you then. I'm Pastor Mike. Have a great day.